Hey, what's up interwebs? I'm that toy guy, and I've got another Kibble fix because a lot of people wanted this guy done. So I got one of these guys. This is Age of Extinction. This is the last night Crosshairs. There, we're off to a good start. And so people wanted to take Kibble off. Now there is a lot on this guy, but 90% of it is actually screen accurate. I'll put a picture right here of the actual physical on-screen model. And he does have all of the bits on him on the on-screen model versus the actual toy itself. Now, to point out the Kibble that that lots of people don't like would be these wheels on the back of his arms, the blurriness of my camera, these panels on the side here, this bit at the back, and obviously this bit. I'm only going to show you how to remove this bit, the trench coat and this, because the trench coat's attached to this, so to remove this, you have to take the trench coat off anyways. I will also show you how to take the wheels off, but not these panels. Now, because I can't, it's this one right here. This panel, I tried taking off, but as you can see, it put a giant stress mark right there. Yes, my light is still flickering, but it put a giant stress mark right there. Because the pin here, this is the serrated end, so this is the end that grabs hold of the plastic and doesn't let go. I was trying to pop it out from this side, and it just kept flexing this joint upwards. So I tried doing it to my Age of Extinction Crosshairs arm. Same thing happened. So this is basically unremovable. If you want to break your toy, go ahead. Or if you think you're brave enough and you think you can do it, I'll show you how you can pull that piece off. But I'm not actually going to do it. Instead, I'll just pop the wheels off here. But this trench coat isn't Kibble because it's movie accurate. He has a trench coat, and this trench coat looks a lot better than the Age of Extinction one. I would show you a comparison, but my Age of Extinction Crosshairs is a junker I bought for $1 to use for parts for this, but then I realized a lot of the parts are different, and that's why he's a junker. He was $1 because someone painted him really terribly. I'm sorry to whoever did this, but it's not the best. Anyway, taking the Kibble off this guy. Just move his arms out of the way. Just kind of get this all transformed back up just so you can get it out of the way right now. So just do that. Oh, and just to point out, people request these things, and that's great. I love that. But a lot of the requests have been requests of things I don't own, which means I got to go out and buy them, which is money. So I opened one of those stupid Patreon things just to help out. Again, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. I know someone with my amount of followers never usually opens one of those up, but, you know, college student, minimum wage of Ontario. Granted, it went up, but it's still minimum wage. It's not the best. So, yeah, any help is appreciated. Now, moving on to this. That pin right there is what you're going to need to remove. Now, the tools for this job, you'll need a pin popping thing of sorts. I have 3 different types. I've got an automatic center punch, an Allen key that's very thin, and one of these little screwdrivers. You will need an actual screwdriver, Phillips head, roundabouts that big, and needle nose pliers. Now, you're going to pop this pin out, and the serrated end, I believe, is this side. So, you're going to take this and just punch it out. And then just take something smaller. If your center punch's head's too big like mine, just push. Now the pins come out. So take your pliers and just yank it out like that. There's your pin. All removed. Now you can take this bit and pull it off. And that's one piece of Kibble. All removed. And let's just get this just so you can see how he looks with that panel taken off his back. And it looks so much better without that big black panel sticking off the back of him there. Now if you want to remove the trench coat, it's as easy as just pulling on it. And there goes the whole trench coat right there. And that looks really weird. He's got like no midsection. He did chest, no, he did arms and legs, but forgot to do torso. Sorry about that random little jump thing there, but so I record this on my Google Pixel, and I love the Google Pixel. It is amazing. The first one, not the second one. It's amazing. but it's an Android phone, and if you know technology, Android runs Linux. And I just got an error message on my phone that said Linux has stopped working, which I don't think I've ever seen on an Android phone, ever. And that just happened to be because my storage filled up. I forgot to back my phone up before I recorded this. I do that a lot. But, yeah, anyway, here he is. He has skipped leg day, and interesting thing, you'll notice that there are some screws back there. I had filmed way further on into this fix, but again, phone crashed. So I'd already removed screws and everything. But yeah, anyway, you're on this bit. This is him when he skipped torso day. Now you can take this and pop it back on there. Just like, it's very easy once you get all the panels out of the way. Get in the thing. There we go. Just pop that back on. And there you have Crosshairs all dressed up in his trench coat and ready to go. Now I would say insert the pin back in there, but for this next step I need it out anyways. But yeah, there's Crosshairs without this thing just sort of like hanging over his back there like these weird shoulder pads. And it looks a lot better. Again though, if you want to remove the whole trench coat, you can just do it like that. Now to get the arms out, you need to undo screw here, and a screw here. Now if you notice, I've already undone those screws because again I filmed a little bit more into this, my phone crashed. So you just undo those 3 screws. You just need a Phillips head about yay big. And then just pull the body apart. Yeah! And there he goes. That's Crosshairs taken apart. Now this is what the arm ball joints look like on the inside, so it's just, you want to take it, move it forward, and pull it in front. If you pull it out sideways, you'll do what I did to this piece of crap, and I broke it. I broke the joint on the inside. So anyway, here is the arm. It's a really nice looking arm. Now, the pin you'd want to remove to get rid of this panel is that pin right there. But as you can see, when I did that, it created a huge stress mark there, forcing this piece up. It actually almost snapped off, and that really scared me because I really like this figure. It's really good. So I'm not going to remove it. I was going to try it on this, but this was when Hasbro licensed their products to Funtastic, the knockoff company. That's why this plastic feels like garbage. So, yeah, you can't really, you can remove it if you're careful and gentle and have patience, and that's all virtues I don't have. And also if you're not scared of breaking your toy, which I'm very scared of breaking my Crosshairs because I like my Crosshairs, so I don't want to break it. But you can just take the wheels, because they are on these little clips right there, and just pop them off. It's a little tricky to do, but you can do it. There we go. Wheels off. Now let's just reassemble Crosshairs back here to most of his former glory. Let's put the legs back in, little mushroom pegs. Oh, and if you do have loose hips, because I've heard reports of this guy having loose hips, just put a layer of like super glue around the inside of that mushroom peg there. Let it dry about halfway. Stick it in here. Let it dry all the way. Put this back together, and then snap it forward, and that should tighten up the hips. Mine are pretty fine, so I'm not too worried. I'm only going to put in 1 screw because for the sake of this, and I don't want this to crash again, even though I just cleared up 375 megabytes worth of space. I still don't want it to crash. Then you can take these panels, now that there's nothing there in the way, and just sort of like bend them back all the way so they're not in the silhouette. And that's your Kibble fix for, well, there you go. Power the Prime's Grimlock instructions. That's your Kibble fix for Crosshairs right there. Just kidding. But yeah, that's how you remove all the kibble off of this guy. Not very hard. I mean, granted, you do have to be careful with some of the things, but if you know where to be careful, it's not very hard. It's pretty easy to do. And he looks a lot nicer with all this stuff off of him. And again, he's still fully transformable. Well, he's fully transformable if you don't have the pin, because this still has to have somewhere to go. But yeah, he's still fully transformable and all that. It still works perfectly fine. You can still put him back together. You just, pop that back in there. Wheel spins perfectly fine. Pop that back into the back there, and you'll still transform. So that's how you remove the kibble off Crosshairs. And yeah, please keep suggesting more of these fixes. But again, if you want to help, if you want to see your favorite toy get fixed, and if I say I don't have it, because I reply to most of the people who ask me to do those in the comments, if I say I don't have it, consider doing the whole Patreon thing. I put rewards and things up there. If I get to $100, I'll show my face. There's that. There's probably like 0.1% of people want to see that, but you know, whatever. Anyways, that's how you remove the kibble off Crosshairs. Goodbye.